The program you are about to see has been produced to show you how to operate the RGC trolley hoist safely and efficiently. This program is not meant to replace the instruction manual, but complement it. The TT1000 trolley hoist has been engineered to provide lifting performance, long-term economics, and safety advantages that no other can match. The program is divided into 4 sections: prior to setup and maintenance, operation, and a brief review. Following these guidelines will ensure many years of useful and profitable operation of the RGC trolley hoist. Prior to setup. Prior to setting up the hoist, there must be a plan of action outlining the work to be accomplished, individual responsibilities, personal protective equipment, and the method of communication. A good line of communication must be maintained between the operator and the ground crew. As a minimum, a hard hat, safety glasses, and safety shoes are required for your safety. OSHA-compliant fall protection as required by local, state, and federal regulations must be in place before setting up the hoist. A competent person must determine that the structural deck can support the intended loads in hoisting and material handling, in addition to the counterweight on the roof deck. Be sure to inspect the area where you will be setting up the hoist. The hoisting area must be clear of power lines and other obstructions. Always consult the power company before you work near power lines. Do not set up the hoist above an open doorway. Place barricades or secure the hoisting area in such a manner that if there were an equipment failure, no personnel would be injured. There is one final requirement prior to setting up the hoist, the most important one. The operators and repair personnel of the trolley hoist must read and thoroughly understand the trolley hoist instruction manual and related equipment manuals, and through training and experience, show knowledge regarding safe operational procedures. Setup and maintenance. Before transporting or handling the trolley rail, ensure the number 12 short hitch pin is inserted through the trolley rail at point B, roughly midway on the rail, to prevent the trolley support from rolling. Use a hoist beam, swing beam, or freight elevator to raise the hoist frame components and counterweight to the roof deck. Do not start setting up the hoist until all the necessary parts have been raised to the roof deck. After raising the rear leg assembly, place it at least 25 feet from the roof edge. After raising the front leg assembly, place it about 14 feet in front of the rear assembly, but still at least 10 feet from the roof edge. Place the trolley rail between the front and rear sections. Inspect the structural members before assembly for any damage that may affect the integrity of the hoist. Assemble the frame at least 10 feet away from the edge of the roof. Even a minor accident can turn fatal near the roof edge. Remove the 2 spring lock pins on the rear leg base and raise the rear leg to an upright position. Lock the rear leg into position by inserting the 2 spring pins through the holes in the rear leg and rear leg base. Release the lock screws and lower the rear leg socket to its lowest position. Slide the rear leg brace into the rear of the trolley rail assembly. Align the matching holes in the trolley rail and rear leg socket hub and attach with a number 12 short hitch pin. Temporarily tie the front frame brace to the top of the front frame assembly. Raise the front frame assembly to an upright position and remove the spring lock pin holding the operator fence. Swing the operator fence 90 degrees to support the front frame during assembly. Position the front frame assembly directly over the trolley rail front support. Raise the trolley rail to align the matching holes in the trolley rail front support and the front frame pin tabs. Secure a number 28 hitch pin and hairpin. Untie the front frame brace. Align the matching holes in the front frame brace and the trolley rail rear support and secure with the number 19 long hitch pin. Raise the rear end of the trolley rail to align the matching holes in the rear leg brace and the trolley rail. Secure the 2 with a number 12 short hitch pin. To adjust the trolley rail to the maximum working height, insert a spring lock pin into the rear leg and lower the rear leg socket to rest on the pin. Tighten the lock screws. Then raise the front frame legs to maximum height. The trolley rail should be slightly lower at the rear to facilitate pulling in loads. Insert a spring lock pin into each front leg and lower the front frame to rest on the pins. Tighten the lock screws. If not using the trolley rail at maximum working height, insert the spring lock pin above the socket on the rear leg. Adjust the rear leg socket and front frame to desired height. Make sure all the lock screws are tightened. Carefully move the entire hoist near the roof edge. Mount the front frame to a 2x6 board to distribute the load. The hoist is now ready to be moved into position. Position the hoist such that the board is fastened directly above the supporting wall. Swing the operator fence outward to its protective position and pin it in place with a spring lock pin. Place 3/4-inch plywood under the rear leg base to distribute the weight, and mount 1,500 pounds of RGC-approved ballast blocks in the rear leg base. Secure the counterweight in place with a rope. When mounting the power unit, have 4 people lift the unit and slide it onto the trolley support. Pin the power unit to the trolley support at the forward and rear support holes. Use a spring lock pin in the rear hole and the hitch pin in the forward hole to attach the power unit support. Before reeving the cable, lower the block bumper on the trolley support and pin it in place. Also, make sure all the sheaves rotate freely. Inspect the wire rope for signs of wear, distortion, or any other damage. Replace defective wire rope immediately. Always make sure you wear leather gloves when handling the wire rope. When reeving 2 parts of line, reeve the cable through block number 13 and then through block number 22. Make sure the safety hook and shackle have a rated capacity of at least 1,000 pounds. Fasten the shackle and safety hook to the cable and then attach the safety hook to the hanger. Attach the cable weight as necessary to block number 22. For single line operation, reeve the cable through block number 13 and then fasten the shackles and safety hook to the cable. Before applying any load, inspect the wire rope for signs of wear, distortion, or any other damage. Always wear leather gloves when handling the rope. Replace the wire rope immediately if it has any of the following defects. 1. Corrosion. 2. Broken wires occurring in the valley between 2 adjacent strands, or 6 randomly broken wires occurring in one strand as it makes 1 revolution about the diameter of the wire rope. 3. Flattening or peening, causing more than a 1/3 reduction in diameter of an outside wire. 4. Kinking or other damage causing distortion of the rope structure. 5. Heat damage. 6. Reduction of more than 1/64 of an inch from its original diameter. Operation. Before each use of the trolley hoist, follow the pre-hoisting checklist located in the instruction manual. Start the power unit with the control levers in neutral and allow it to warm up. When starting a cold engine, move the choke control to the choke or start position and move the throttle to the half throttle position. Make sure the choke is in the run position during normal operation or when starting a warm engine. Before lifting a load, make a few dry runs without a load to become familiar with the controls and check the hoisting clearances. When using an HH500 power unit, a single control lever controls the raising and lowering of the cable. Make sure a cable weight is used to maintain at least 10 to 20 pounds of cable tension. When the cable is at its lowest point of travel, make sure there is still at least 3 wraps of cable on the drum. Always remember, never attempt to make any adjustments while the equipment is energized. Before using any hoisting accessories such as forks, buckets, and slings, make sure that its rated load capacity is at least the same as the rated capacity of the trolley hoist. Remember that when using slings, their capacity is decreased as the angle is increased. Always make sure that the load is secured from shifting and that the safety latch will not support any of the load. Always use a tag line to control the load. Avoid sudden braking with a load. Shock loads may cause the load to shift and become unstable or cause a cable to break. Never attempt to lift more than the rated capacity of the hoist, 1,000 pounds with 2 parts of line. The capacity of the trolley hoist may be less than the rated capacity if using a single part of line or if using longer than standard cable lengths. Consult your RGC dealer or the factory for longer cable lengths. Check the hoist periodically during operation. Never attempt to make any adjustment during the operation of the hoist. Never attempt to locate a high-pressure hydraulic leak with any body part. Liquids at high pressure can pierce the skin, causing serious injury. When finished using the hoist, secure it to prevent unauthorized use. Never assume you will find the equipment in the same condition as you left it. Review. While all of the instructions we have given you are important, there are some major points that must always be kept in mind. Let's review them one more time. Before setting up, discuss the work plan, personal protective equipment, and individual responsibilities. Ensure OSHA-compliant safety equipment is properly used. Follow the pre-hoisting checklist provided in your RGC trolley hoist instruction manual before operating. Ensure the load does not exceed the rated load capacity. Ensure the wire rope and all structural members of the hoist are free of defects and damage. This program is not meant to replace the instruction manual. Read and understand the trolley hoist instruction manual and related manuals before operating the hoist. Finally, follow all the safety recommendations given you in the trolley hoist instruction manual and related equipment manuals. Your health and that of others around you is more important than any time saved by not following correct procedures. RGC has over a 50-year history of manufacturing quality products. If you have any questions about the operation or maintenance of your trolley hoist, refer to the instruction manual or contact your dealer.